As you can see, it is still a Suzuki brand. Today we are looking at budget hatchback, a car which is an hatchback but still feels safe to drive. I'm using the word feel safe to drive because some of the hatchback you will drive them or you will sit on the driver's seat or inside it and feel like it's a death trap. Let me introduce you to Suzuki Swift 1.2 GLX Auto. It's an 5-seater hatchback. What you're looking at there is an 15-inch alloy wheels which weigh a tire of 185 by 65. On the front end we are welcomed by a black grille which has a chrome trimming and a Suzuki badge on it, and this car doesn't have much to offer on the front end. But what I like about this car, it has a front fog light and rear fog light which are very useful on this car as it has a ground clearance of 145 millimeters. On the side of this car we have a black roof and a black mirror. Here there is a lot of seat from entry level to the top spec. As you can see, there is a lot of Swift in this room, and this car it also have an electric folding mirrors, electric adjusted mirrors, and electric window in front and at the back, and we have unusual door handle of the rear doors. At the back of this car we have park distance control and we have camera for park distance control. And if you are wondering the color of this car, it's white, but there is metallic pearlescent paint as option. Inside this car we are welcomed by a black interior with keyless access, start and stop button, leathering steering wheel, multi-functioning steering wheel control adjustment, center locking, keyless, on-board trip computer, Apple or Android CarPlay, voice control, Bluetooth connectivity, aux input, USB port, 12-volt power socket, air conditioning, climate control, cup bottle holder in front and at the back. If you have a financial problem and at the same time a car is a necessity, you need a car, this is one of the cars that you have to take a look at. As a black child, we know that mostly we have a challenge of black tax, and at the same time a car is a necessity. You need to use a car to go to work, to do this and that and that. This might be suitable for you. This is one of the relevant car to look at because Suzuki Swift is cheap. In terms of safety features, this car has BA, which is a brake assist, stability control, EBD, ABS, driver airbag, passenger airbag, which means this car has 2 airbags. Guys, I want us to change stereotype of our parents. Our parents used to hate some brands for some reasons because they never been existed for long or they never saw any person around them driving such brand. They think that brand is not quality or brand is somehow. Our parents need us to convince them, even though if it's not convincing them, to tell them the truth because they have that stereotype. It's like our parents have brainwashed by some of brands, which is wrong. They are being ripped off at the dealership. They are being ripped off with certain brands because they just think that certain brands is better or they have lifespan longer than others. They feel like it's the way to go. Our parents doesn't want to try anything else than to use certain brand for now and forever. Swift is powered by a 1.2 liter engine which produces a power max of 64 kilowatts and a torque max of 113 newtons meter of torque. It's an inline 4-cylinder engine and it's front wheel drive with a gear ratio quantity of 5 and transmission it's automated manual. Top speed 165 km per hour, 0 to 100 13.5 seconds. Claimed fuel consumption average it's 4.9 liter per 100 km. Fuel range is 755 km. Fuel tank capacity is 37 liters. Tell your uncle to do comparison between this and his recommended brand, but this will remain a bargain. There I was just trying to use the aircon if it does work effectively, and it was interesting that this air condition or climate control, it does work as it is expected. Swift is the perfect definition of taking us from point A to point B while you still feel safe inside a car. In my opinion, overall of this car looks beautiful. I can say a lot about Swift as it's a budget hatchback car. Swift has 5-year 200,000 kilometer warranty, 2-year 30,000 kilometer service plan, 15,000 service interval. And one thing that I have realized about these days cars, how dealerships are playing with our mind. For an example, this car has 2-year 30,000 kilometer service plan, and when we talk about cost of ownership, this amount won't be there. After 2 years, it means that you are going to cough out another money for extending service plan, as you will finance this car for 72 months. After 2 years, the service plan will expire and you will have to extend it for 4 years to finish the payment and still be under service plan. Meaning after 2 years, cost of ownership will change as you will extend service plan. Here I was just trying to use multifunction steering wheel, if it does work effectively and it does respond fast, and it's quite interesting that it does work effectively and it does respond effectively, and it's quite interesting, and this car looks amazing with those features. There is your stop and start button and also pack distance control button. Let's go at the back and show you the leg room and practicality of people who can sit at the back. And as you can see, that is an unusual door handle, which at some point you can say this car doesn't have a back doors, or it's only 2 doors, or you can say this car doesn't have a rear doors. As you can see at the back, it's an hatchback. We don't expect much, or we don't expect much of a space, but you can see my leg room, it's too big. I'm not tall, I'm not short, I'm just a normal person, and that is the view when you are at the back of the car. Now let's move and check the boot space and also the practicality at the back. At the back, this car doesn't have that much because it's an hatchback. We don't expect much, but it's quite interesting to look at the boot of this car. Boot button of this car is too small. I was even struggling to open it. First thing you will notice when you open the boot, it's red box, which is a changing tire kit, and on this boot there is one light on the left hand side, and we also get full size spare wheel. Unfortunately, it's yellow and no one wants yellow. Load capacity is 268 to 579 to 953 liters. This happened when you fold those rear seat. Now let's conclude with the cost of ownership. Price for this car is 255,900. If we take it for finance with zero deposit on an interest rate of 12.25% for a 72 months payment, it came to 5,036 rand plus minus 1,500 for comprehensive insurance. Full tank for 37 liter on a price of 22.27 cents per liter. It came to 823.99 cents, and it came to 7,359.99 cents monthly. Let me take this opportunity to thank Suzuki Auto Makhado for giving me this opportunity to make this video. If you have any question, or you want Suzuki, or you want any information about Suzuki, I will leave the information on the screen so that you can contact any person or Suzuki Auto Makhado for any information or for anything that you will want to know about Suzuki.